Greetings, my name is Teri Oyegoke and I'll be presenting my research thus far on the topic titled Management Strategies to Improve the Organizational Commitment of Support Staff Employees in Higher Education Institutions. The management problem driving my research is that HEIs continue to experience challenges in retaining support staff. The College and University Professional Association for Human Resources Engagement Survey of 3,815 HEI employees from 949 institutions in May 2022 revealed that more than 50% of the respondents were somewhat likely, or likely, or very likely to look for new opportunities in the next year. Another survey of 720 HEI leaders conducted between June 14, 2022 and July 1, 2022 by Chronicles and Huron Consulting Group revealed that about 80% of the respondents noted that their institutions had more open support staff positions in the first half of 2022 than they had during the same period in the previous year. Therefore, it is no surprise that the National Association of College and Business Officers in 2022 identified supporting and maintaining the workforce as one of the 5 top business issues plaguing the higher education sector in 2022. The purpose of this study is to identify management strategies that positively impact the organizational commitment of HEI support staff. Improving HEI support staff's organizational commitment is vital because it influences staff members' willingness to exert considerable effort on behalf of their organizations, as well as a definite desire to maintain organizational membership within their institutions. Therefore, the research question driving this research is, for HEI support staff, what management strategies would be most effective in improving organizational commitment through the job embeddedness theory? The literature review landscape for this research addressed 3 constructs from the research question. First, a description of HEI support staff. Second, the evolution of the organizational commitment theory from the early era or sidebed stage to the middle era or psychological attachment stage, and the third era or multidimensional approach of organizational commitment, which entails normative, continuous, and affective organizational commitment. Lastly, the literature landscape addressed the general antecedents of organizational commitment that have been explored in empirical research, which includes, first, enhancing job characteristics by managing job demands, providing staff members job control, autonomy, and social support. Secondly, improving employee work experience by addressing work pressure or work stress, providing positive work environment, and balancing work-life conflicts. It is important to stress that while my literature landscape only focused on 2 general antecedents of organizational commitment, scholars have also identified other additional antecedents of organizational commitment, such as the attractiveness of environmental factors and the role personal characteristics such as age, gender, level of education, and tenure play in influencing organizational commitment. The environmental factors and employee personal characteristics were scoped out for this research because organizational leaders do not have much influence on these factors. The job embeddedness theory provides a valuable theoretical lens for this research because of its close alignment with the 3 dimensions of the organizational commitment theory postulated by Meyer and Allen in 1991. Mitchell et al. 2001 introduced the job embeddedness theory. The premise of the theory postulates that employees' level of attachment to their organizations are based on 3 dimensions: fit, link, and sacrifice. These dimensions form connections that impact employees' intent to leave, job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and employee retention. This research leveraged an evidence-based research framework via the use of a systematic review process. A systematic review process entails following a predefined, replicable, and transparent methodology to gather, critically appraise, and synthesize empirical information to address a research question. Additionally, this research involved subject matter expert engagement to incorporate stakeholders' perspective, which is a key component of the evidence-based management framework. Herding and Thomas 2005 systematic review process, which entails 7 activities, starting with the formulation of a user-driven research question within contextual boundaries through the synthesis of findings, was leveraged for this research. The review protocol to locate relevant evidence for this research was limited solely to electronic database searches for published, peer-reviewed articles. 2 main databases were selected for this research based on the relevance of their content relative to the research question. The ABI Informed Collection database was selected because it is a business research database that includes 3 other databases. And the UMGC One Search database was also selected because it is a multidisciplinary research database that allows users to simultaneously search over 40 databases. The search phrase for the research was developed and refined with guidance from Cynthia Thomas, the reference and instruction librarian for the DBA program, and it resulted in a total of 447 search results. 31 studies were included in the qualitative synthesis after the screening for duplicates, the eligibility review of the title, abstract, and full text, and the critical appraisal assessment was completed. Coding is the transitional process between data collection and synthesis. It involves assigning words or phrases to summarize key features of the studies included in a review. Atlas TI, a coding and qualitative data analysis software tool, was used to store, organize, and facilitate the coding process for this research. A subset of the 31 screened studies have been coded thus far using 2 coding cycles. The first cycle coding involved reading closely the results, findings, and discussion sections of the screened studies to identify relevant information to address the research question. The second cycle coding was performed to identify patterns in the codes that could be grouped together to create categories and themes to address the research question. The coding process involved the use of both deductive and inductive codes. The deductive or predefined codes included keywords from the literature review landscape. 21 inductive or emergent codes arose from the review of the screen studies. 7 categories and 4 themes have been identified thus far to preliminarily address the research question. The preliminary findings identified thus far are: first, staff members' communication satisfaction on factors such as feedback loop, horizontal and vertical communication, and the institutional communication climate can enhance staff members' organizational commitment levels. Communication climate deals with the accuracy, value, and adequacy of the information shared within an organization. Second, organizational friendships or social support from co-workers, supervisors, and other colleagues play a key role in enhancing staff members' connections and organizational commitment levels to HEIs. Third, occupational stressors such as high job demand, job insecurity, role overload, work-life conflicts can negatively impact staff members' perceived costs associated with leaving the organization. Lastly, human resource practices that target the degree of decentralized decision-making, the level of training and development activities offered to staff members, and the level of due process and social interactions within the organization can be leveraged to positively impact organizational commitment. 3 preliminary implications for management practice have been identified. First, HEIs should implement human resource practices that alleviate staff members' occupational stress levels so that staff members have the ability, opportunity, and motivation to do their jobs. Second, HEIs should invest resources to bolster staff members' communication satisfaction by incorporating this metric within all spheres of the organization, starting with the institution's strategic goals to departmental level goals. Third, HEI should seek opportunities to enhance staff connections by implementing and supporting strategies that promote organizational fit, link, and sacrifices. The next steps for my research are outlined in this slide. This concludes the overview of my dissertation research thus far. Thank you for your time. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or comments. I look forward to discussing this research further at SOARS. Thank you.